Hey, what up, everybody? It's your boy, Stocks for Real, Sacrifice for Riches. Can you hear me? Mic check 1 2 1 3. Chat check 1 2 1 3. It's time to go. It's my favorite day of the week. Let's go. Can you hear me? I need the chat to wake up because I see nothing going. So let me check. Let me see if it'll refresh my page. Good to go. Got one. Thank you, Queen Fee. All right, we got to get people in here. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. We're gonna be quick with it though. I hope that we get to a point, right, where everybody just pops in, right? Because I'm working on being on time, like start time 6 p.m. And I would love just to open up Weatherman Rell and just get into it. My boy, I'm taking a flight for the first time. Hella nervous. I'm happy to be here. You taking a flight for the first time? Man, with the TSA and the government shutdown, man, be safe. Be safe. And I hope you brought up a pillow, because them layovers no joke. I gotta fly out in like 2 to 3 weeks. I want to say 2 weeks. No, 3 weeks for vacation, our anniversary. And yeah, hopefully everything is kind of figured out by then. What's up, Road Life, even family? Hope everyone has a good day. Absolutely, let's get it. All right, what up? What up, JC? What's good, big dog? I see you. All right, let's we're letting people roll in, and we're gonna get into it. Is this live, bro? Yes, it is. We live. Say what's up to everybody. Say, look, Ma, I'm on TV. Nah, just wave. Everybody say what's up to Alfonso. All right, come on now. We're gonna get the views up. Make sure you hit the like button, and then we're gonna get into it. All right, we're gonna get into it. I'm just gonna pop these up right now because we're ready to go. We're gonna talk about Walmart, and then we're just gonna have a little powwow, and then we're gonna get right into the rapid fire live stream. All right. This your first visit? I don't think so. I know your name, man. Alfonso, come on now. You've been here before, right? This is the rapid fire, dude. Am I tweaking? Oh, unless you've been in the live trading sessions from KGU or training sessions. Is that where I know you from? All right. What up, chat? He said, what up, YouTube? Let's get it. Harlem's been with us for a minute, for over 6 months. But it looks like he just upgraded. Big dog, you just upgraded to the anglers. Shout out to you. But I don't know if you got my message. If anybody here is trying to join, become a member of the YouTube community, just know that in the near future, we're going to be replacing the anglers tier. Okay, so just know that. So I advise that you be a Megalodon. I'm just saying. They eat good in the Megalodon tier, but everybody eats, but they eat all day almost, it feels like. What's up, Queen Monique? All right, okay, Alfonso. So yeah, hey, you were there for live trading. I love to see it. Now you get to see like the breakdown, like my mindset a little bit there, more like a slower pace, okay? But we're gonna get into some training too. I might even have a live training session set up for tomorrow, but we will see, okay? Fox Lit, can't wait for the rapid fire with you, Weatherman Rell. I didn't need to bring my poncho today. We had clear skies. We were killing it. All right, this is my first live with you. Oh, or is my second. Got it. What's up, Queen Arnacia? What's up? Okay, so I see we got 22 people. That is fine. Let's see if we can get more. It is what it is. Please hit the like button. Okay, so let's get it started. For those that are new here, my name's Darrell. This is Stocks for Real, Sacrifice for Riches, rapid fire, chart analysis, live stream, okay? What do we do here? Well, every Thursday at 6 p.m., 6 p.m. was voted on, so now it's 6 p.m. instead of 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. I will go live. We will review a previous call play. Now, I might have called that play in the Discords, whether you're KGU or Sacrifice for Riches. I might have posted it on the YouTube post, I might have posted it on Instagram. It doesn't matter. 9 times out of 10, if I'm talking about a play that I ran, I guarantee you I wasn't eating alone, because that's not how we get down. All right. So that being said, the rapid fire chart analysis. I review a trade typically that we set up last week, right? And then from there, we transition to questions and then transition into the rapid fire live charting, okay? Once we get there, right, you should have your tickers ready to go. So any ticker you're thinking of, rather you're thinking of a ticker that's a bias towards the upside or the downside, rather you're looking for a long-term investing or whatever, right? You're gonna give me that ticker and then I'm gonna break it down for you as fast but as efficient, right, and clear as I can, and we're just gonna get through them. Now, if your name is in green, that means that you are a Sacrifice for Riches member. Shout out to you, and thank you for the love, support, and being a part of the community and helping it grow. If you are not, your name's in gray, that means that you won't get priority. The people in green, they will get priority. So if their tickers, if they put it in there, that's the first one I'm gonna call. However, if you're a KGU member, KGU's my home. All right, I will always say that. I say it to my Discord members, right? So if you're a KGU, just put hashtag KGU next to your ticker or within that comment, and you are also priority. We take care of our own, we're gonna get it. All right. So, and also, I'm not looking for tickers until we get to the chart and I say go. If you give me a ticker right now, I will not scroll back and go find that ticker. So please hold your tickers until we get to the live charts, okay? So put a 1 in the chat if you hit on this Walmart play, okay? We had a 106 call option that we ran for 280%, and we actually ran it 3 more times, right? We ran it up here. Hold on 1 second. We ran it 3 more times, one for 51% and another, I want to say it was 96%. And actually it was 4 times. And I think I had another 200% run up on Walmart. I called out the plays live, right? So we had our swing trade and then we had a couple intradays. So absolutely killed it on that play. Shout out to everybody that ate with me. We can't predict what's going on. We can't predict news catalysts or anything like that. The only thing we can do is look at the technicals and play our levels accordingly, right? And the rest is out of our hands, right? So I'm getting there, big dog. Yep, I got you, big dog. I see you. You know what? So yeah, I got something for the Discord. I'll talk to y'all after this live stream, okay? What's up, Tank? All right, so without further ado, somebody tell me, how many likes do we have? How many likes do we have? Somebody give me an update. Thanks for all you do, Rell. Nicole, thank you for the love and support. I appreciate you saying something, because if it's one person that I help, I feel like I'm doing my job. So I appreciate when you guys let me know when you get wins, and I appreciate when you just show up. Okay, so thank you all for that, and I will continue to pour into you, because you being here and you seeing success brings me joy, and that's you pouring into me. You feed my soul. Like, I mean, that's just real. I love doing this. So all right, so let me get to the comments. Timothy says, what up, fam? How about those hey how about them Packers? All right, hey, go Pack, go. I didn't like our draw though, but you know, we gonna move on. Thanks for the update on the likes. That is a solid amount of likes to viewer ratio. Let's keep it going. Let's go. Hope everyone's having a good night. Okay. All right, so we about to get into Weatherman Rell. All right, we about to get it. Who's ready? Who's ready? We fired up. We fired up. All right, I'll make sure I'm good. All right. Hopefully everybody's tuned in, but we're about to get into it. So let me get my brightness up. Oh, okay. I think we got it. I think we got it. Mic check. 1 2 1 3. Mic check. Can you hear me? Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear your boy. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear your boy. I gotta set up with him. I gotta do not disturb. I gotta call my sister back. All right, okay, we got a 1. I'm sorry, there could be a little delay. All right, 1 2 1 3. All right, let's get it. We good? We good. All right, I'm gonna have to make sure I can see. How about that? I need to see too. And we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do that, and we're gonna. Okay, just give me a minute. I'm just making sure all my stuff is good. All right. Okay. All right. So we got 1s in the chat. That means you can hear me. You can see me. Let's go. Let's go. I don't know why I'm so pumped about this, but let's get it. The replay will be in the Discord, correct? No. The replay of this will be actually on YouTube. All right. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense. I like once it's all broken down and uploaded on YouTube, I go ahead and I try to transcribe it and try to get it timestamped so it's easy to follow. But yeah, that's what I got for you. All right. I want to do one more mic check because now I'm away from the camera. I'm away from my desk. Okay. And I need a 1. I have it set up now where I can see all of your comments big and bold, so I can't miss nothing. Love it. Okay. So put a 1 in the chat if you're ready to go for this Walmart breakdown. All right. Now, some of the stuff you can't see probably because it's kind of tiny, but we're going to get into it. 1 2 1 3. Let's go, Denise. All right, everybody. All right. This is Weatherman Rell. We hit 280% on Walmart. Absolutely killed it, right? Now, we can't control, like I said, we can't control news catalysts, right? But what we can control is how the charts, well, how we read the price action on the charts, right? So we look at our candlesticks, we look at our indicators like our 20-day, 200-day EMA. We look at our QVP that I went over in detail in the masterclass for hashtag KGU and sacrifice for riches. Let's get it. All right, so let's talk about it. So what you see right here, you see this box, okay? First of all, it's not cloudy. It's a bright sunny day because we absolutely killing the game. But the cloud acts as an effect. But anyway, so we traded within this range for the most part for over 30 days. I've been monitoring Walmart for that long, right? And when it came time for me to look for a play, I noticed, right, that we had actually established, hold on. Yeah, hold on. I got to fix my camera. 1 second. Let's do this. Keep it nice and center. Stop following me. All right. So I noticed that we established a demand zone on the 30-minute time frame. Okay. So we established this demand zone. We ran back into our trading zone or our range, right? And then we came back down to retest this demand only to rock it. Now, on this retest, we noticed that the QVP kind of took over, right? The bulls took over right here, right? We had no more selling pressure. If I were to replay this, you would see that we lost steam for the sellers. And then once we got above this level and retested it, you notice that we got absorption, okay? Absorption. So what I want y'all to do, if I trained you on the QVP, right? I want you to, this is an indicator that you are adding to to your strategy, your plan, right? It's not a replacement, but it is something that helps confirm your bias. So if you have levels set right? And you know, man, this is a key level, and I know that I'm waiting for a bounce here for me to jump into calls. Well, if you fail down to a level and you're waiting for a bounce up, then you're looking for something like this, like absorption at that level. If you see a big absorption candle come in at the level that you hit because your lines and your markers are on point, then that's a good indication that you have some support there. That's your bulls coming in and saying, hey, we got you. All right, it's cool. We gonna take care of it. This is your floor now, right? So hop into calls with ease. And if we break down, it's okay. Guess what? Just hop out. But you know, your risk is not that great because you got in at the key level, right? And you spotted absorption, right? So anyway, so that's what you have. You have your demand zone. You have the retest of the demand zone. You ran back into the range, and then we retested the range and confirmed, right? And then we seen volume. Now I don't have the volume ticked in right here because it's just too loud, right? But volume kicked in or started to show that the bulls was taking over, right? And everything was kind of losing steam. So we hopped into a play right here at 2:36 p.m. on, I want to say the 13th, which I believe was a Monday. Yes, Monday the 13th, we hopped into the call option. And then on the 14th, guess what we woke up to, right? We took profits right here on this first one, okay? Now, the reason why we did that, one, I don't like to play no games. If I ran up that much, I think this was like, I don't remember how much this was. I want to say this was about 96%, the first one. And then we came to retest, and I think this was my re-entry. And then we rocketed up for the 280. I think that's how it worked. I don't remember exactly. I just know what we got. But anyway, we woke up to news, right? OpenAI partnered with Walmart, right? And then that led to our breakout. Amazing. Now, why did we hop back in? Or maybe you didn't hop out. I know a lot of us in Sacrifice for Riches, a lot of people were holding. Good for you, because you probably were paying attention to the QVP, right? And this QVP tells you that there's no sellers in sight, right? There's no sellers in sight, right? This whole run up was nothing but buyer momentum, and no sellers came to slow them down. It wasn't until here where we start to see them stop in, and that's great. You know, that's fine. We take our profits right there. And guess what happened? Once we hit our top, sellers popped in right here too, right? We had a false breakout, and then we came back down. We came back down to that level where our previous take profit target was. And now we're back contending for who's gonna win, the bulls or the bears, right? But as of right now, there's no sellers stepping in to take over. So that's essentially what happened, right? Any questions? That's that easy. Now, again, just a reminder, when you are looking for a stock or a ticker to play, pay attention, especially if it's hard to find something, pay attention to if you can find a stock that is in a consolidated state, right? What stock do you know that's been asleep for a while? Then pay attention to the volume to see if you have some accumulation or distribution going on, right? Is volume ticking up with bullish candles, or is volume ticking up with bearish candles, right? You got to pay attention to those things. And then you got to look for those price action candles to let you know when it's time to cook. All right. This is Weatherman Rell. Hopefully everything makes sense. Let's get it. Let's go. We're going to get back to it. Did all that make sense? Put a 1 in the chat if that made sense to you. 1 in the chat if that made sense to you. Now, I'll bring this back real quick, just so you understand what's going on here. This is not supposed to be a class, but this is one slide from my master class, all right, that I gave. And if you want, go ahead and take a picture. Let's see if I can do this. Yeah, let's step right here. I gotta rewatch the QVP video. Yep. Pretty soon that won't be available to nobody. I'm just saying. I mean, the QVP is saving so much money as far as like people thinking about holding on to their contracts too long. If you are contemplating jumping in and out of a play, right? Sometimes you pause or you freeze because you're uncertain. Sometimes you hold for too long because you're hopeful, right? Sometimes you jump out too early and profit when there was nothing that told you that you needed to jump out on profit, right? Oh, yeah. So that's what the QVP is supposed to help you with, right? So lower sell POCs where sellers are attack the low, right? Lower buy POC is where the buyers defend the low, right? So what we're referring to, for those that don't know, is these lines right here, right? These lines right here is your POCs, okay? These are your POCs, right? And there's actually, like, you don't need every POC listed. Depending on your trading type, there's different setups for you. So if you're a futures trader, you're probably more interested in everything on this side of the line, okay? Because you're probably scalping a little bit more, right? If you are an options trader, you're probably more interested on this side of the line, okay? Because you're probably holding your plays for a little bit longer. You're letting them cook for a little bit longer, right? That's just what this is. I'm not gonna go deep into this. Like I said, if you are interested in that masterclass, then you have to be a Megalodon to have access. If you're a doctorate tier member in KGU, that is still available to you under the Crown Live channel. All right. So make sure you tap in before it goes down, because I am removing it. All right. So, all right, let's go back. Let's go here. And we back. All right. Weatherman Rell needs a drink. Shout out to 35 people watching. Hopefully all that makes sense. Let's turn down my brightness. Whew. I don't know which one is better. It doesn't matter. Let me read the comments. Let me know if there's any questions. And then we're gonna kick over to the rapid fire live stream, okay? Part 1 is done. Now it's time for part 2. All right, my platform Webull doesn't offer QVP. Is volume profile tool another way to at this? No, Fox. So volume profile and QVP are two separate indicators, and the QVP is not designed to replace the volume profile. I hope everybody knows that. You do not replace your volume profile with QVP. If you're a volume profile user, or if you're trying to establish your strategy on the volume profile, then the QVP is supposed to help support that indicator, which in turn, any indicator is supposed to support your bias in what you're seeing via price action and volume. Okay. The WordPress whisper. Okay. Yeah, and then Fox Lit, you can download TradingView. TradingView is free, right? You can get the QVP is free on TradingView. Okay, so just know that. Nobody is talking about the QVP, but I guarantee you, everybody's gonna start talking about the QVP because I start talking about it. And they're gonna realize how dope it is, and they're gonna figure out how to use it, and then all the views going over there. All right. Any questions? All right. If there is no questions, then it's time. It's time for the rapid fire chart analysis. We're gonna turn down that brightness. Your boy is glistening in here. All right. So let's get into. Give me one moment. I have to text my sister real quick and just let her know that I will call her back. And my wife is asking me questions. Message. I will call you back. All right, I think we're good. All right, so we're kicking over to the rapid fire live stream. Okay, well, we're already live, but you know, we're about to get to the tickers. Okay, I'm gonna set my timer for 25 minutes. Okay, 25 minutes. Once I say go, I'm gonna be looking at the comments for your tickers, right? And then we're gonna dive into them. Now, sometimes I start off a little slow. I'm just trying to get my brain going, okay? But that's okay. Just bear with me. Let's see if we can find a play out of it, all right? So, let's see here. Let's go to, nope. All right, let's get back to, okay, default screen is where I'm at right now, and I'll tell you when I'm about to go. All right. This is the rapid fire chart analysis with stocks for real, sacrifice for riches. Let's get it. Where's your tickers at, everybody? Make sure, hold on. Timer started. Let's get it. What we got? Where them tickers at? We are rolling. We are rolling. AMD, options trade, supply demand zones. So Denise is looking for AMD, advanced micro devices. She's interested in finding the supply demand zones for this ticker where we are now. Okay, so to do this, we're gonna zoom out. We already understand that AMD has been on an absolute rocket. So we have a supply zone here, and I don't like it. So let me zoom in. Okay. All right, that makes more sense. So all right, so technically we are at a supply zone that I have listed. Now, I wonder, one second. On a shorter time frame. So I'm going to get rid of this one. And then we're going to go ahead and then we're going to find the supply zone on the 4 hour. Now for the 4 hour, you're pretty much looking at this range right here as your supply zone. So technically it's fallen into a supply zone. Supply zone. Okay. So technically it's fallen into a supply zone currently. We don't like that. But what happens here is sometimes it can fall into the supply zone, but it finds support at the bottom of the supply and then bounces back up. Now, if we fall through the supply zone, right, then we do have a demand. I don't like how this looks. Let me go to an hour, see if I can get a better look. Yeah, I like this better. And I can explain why, but we're just gonna go with this for now. Let's go with 1 hour demand zone. And then let's see if I can find a 1 hour supply zone that's more accurate. So this would be your 1 hour supply zone. But, I don't like that. 1 second. I'm testing something. Okay, that makes sense. All right. So this will be your supply zone, and then this will be your demand zone. Essentially, we just broke out of that supply zone, and that is at $232.76. Okay, that is the base of it. So we fell through, and now we're gonna see if it's gonna continue towards the downside. We don't see a lot of absorption. We do see a lot more of a sign of a continuation to the downside, which would take us down to this area, right? Which tells me that our demand is probably closer to 225.52. So this range on the 1 hour is pretty broad, but I can definitely see. Hold on, I got it. I gotta stop being mush mouth right now. Okay. So yeah, I can see this being your demand zone for now. Okay. So we could be trading within this range. And I am so slow. I'm so sorry. But this would be your trading range for AMD. Okay. And pretty much this would be your crossing point on a 1 hour. And I got to put this on here because we pay attention to AMD. Cross. Hold on, I am slow right now, y'all. My bad. Oh, man. Okay, whatever. All right. I'll tag this for now, and I know I'll remember what it is. My bad. So what I'm seeing here is that essentially if we fall below 228.87, then we're going to be bearish on this play. That tells me that we're likely to fall all the way down to the demand zone. Okay. If we bounce here, then that tells me that we're likely to come back to retest supply. So just pay attention to that. All right. AMD, all done. My bad. Let's move on. KGU. Okay. JC says KGU leap calls. I don't know what the ticker is. Oh, Amazon. AMZN. All right. Whoa. AMZN. Amazon broke through a supply zone, and it looks like it's going to be in a free fall for now. The thing we have going for us is that we see a lot of sell side liquidity. So this very well could be just a setup for a huge run. Okay. Now, the only thing right now is that we don't have buyers or sellers right here on the QVP. We have more sellers than buyers, right? So as of right now, we don't have any type of absorption. So what we're looking for is a big green candle to pop up on this side, right? This is showing you a potential bounce area or a reversal area, potential demand zone. But we still need to break above this aggressive amount of selling here and get back inside of 215. Okay. So I could see potentially hopping into a call once we got back in here on some solid momentum and support. But it doesn't look good right now for the buyers. The only thing that I see that we have going for us is that we have this sell side liquidity, which is, like I said, an early stage of a potential reversal. So, and if you look closer, we actually have a chart pattern, which is, guess what? A symmetrical triangle. So this is being set up for a great move. But keep in mind that when you get a symmetrical triangle in a whatever trend that is leading into that triangle system, typically results in a continuation, about 52% chance. So we could see a retest of this low of 210.69 before we potentially run up. Okay, before we potentially run up. So I would say everybody put Amazon on your radar. Okay, I will definitely be looking at that later. Tank says silver, SLV. All right, man, silver's been on an absolute rocket, and is not slowing down. So essentially I drew this up already, and we found support here above like the 20 EMA. Everything's pointing up. I mean, you can't really, you know what I mean? Like, it's in an uptrend. So I guess what you're trying to figure out is, where do we go from here? Okay, so, well, let's do it. Let me see if I got my stuff correct here. Yes, so 5160 I want to say is our next move. Let's go red here, dash, boom. Okay, and what's this blue line? I probably gotta, okay, that's the volume area high. Give me one moment. Okay, so as I'm looking at silver, we still have a huge amount of support, right? That says that, you know, anytime the seller wants to step in, guess what? We're going to buy up. We're going to buy it up. So you can sell it down all you want to, but we're going to load the boat, says the buyers, and they're going to continue pushing this up. Now you got to be careful because we're in this micro type of where is this thing at? One second. Where's my shapes? We're in this like micro neutral pattern, okay, right here. So just be careful because we could bounce back here before we continue up. But as of right now, it looks like this is a healthy pullback. The buyers took a break, they took a pause, and the sellers are still nowhere to be found. So this isn't an aggressive move to the downside. This is just letting you know that, you know, the buyers just stopped buying, right? They're here. I mean, they're not buying as aggressively, and it's just ticking down. So we really have to see who steps in to push this back up, because they can give up and the sellers can step in. We're gonna move on from silver and let's go to the next one. We got Target, TGT. All right. Well, it's kind of a similar situation where we got absorption, but the sellers kind of stepped in too here. I don't want to speak too much to the QVP because not a lot of people know about it. So I think I'm gonna just get rid of the indicator so I don't confuse people. Okay. Yeah. All right. So we had our demand zone, right, on target, and if your alert went off, then you grabbed this bounce and it took off. So shout out to you. But we did call this a couple weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, last week I want to say when we talked about target, I don't remember, but we have it drawn up. Okay. So now we have reestablished support above 88.79, and now we are looking to crawl back above our 20-day EMA. So this is kind of a touchy area because you don't really want to get into a trade between moving averages. That's not typically my my determining factor on whether or not I get into a trade. But let's zoom out and let's see what we got. Well, we drew this up already and we said we were in a descending wedge. We actually just popped up, and so now this tells me that likely target could very well be headed to this descending line of resistance, right? Possibly. Now, because of how much of a strong downtrend this is, I like to draw a line kind of in the middle, and then this kind of gives me an idea of like a halfway point, right? And when I get these, then I can really say, okay, well, if we can't break above this, then likely we're not going to make it to here. So we're going to be looking for resistance around $95, and you can already tell that that's like a point of control. If I draw a volume profile from here to here, you already know, right, that this is a point of interest. This is where buyers and sellers are in agreement of price at $96.71. So not until I guess we break above that I'd be looking for calls, or if we can come back down to demand, I love to see some price action that's going to send us more back up and just play towards that POC. Okay, moving on to the next one. Path, ticker symbol PATH, KGU. So Damaris says Path. This is UI Path Inc. I don't know this company, but let's turn on some volume. Let's see what we got. Okay. Well, okay. This is one of them stocks that could take me some time, but I'm not gonna let it take up all the time. So just give me a minute. So this is kind of a similar situation where you're in like a little bit of a descending wedge, and we're looking for a breakout. Now for this one right here, you have your level right here. This is your ceiling. Your ceiling is going to be $19. Now it's not until we break out of this channel that we're going to see run up, and then at that point, if you want to grab some calls at $19 on support of $19, then your take profit target is going to be here at $25.40. I would highly recommend, not financial advice or a suggestion for you to buy, hold, or sell, but if you're playing this, then I would definitely say you want to get a contract that's a little further out so you give it room to breathe, because this could be turning into a nice double bottom situation, but we just don't know yet. But yeah, that's what we got. Let's move on. What do we got? Netflix by Ricky, NFLX. Okay, Netflix is in a, what do you call it? Like a bull flag. Okay, we've talked about it. We have a demand zone kind of established. It looks like we're coming back down to kind of test that out. We're gonna go ahead and draw our levels now that Netflix has been kind of in this system for a while. We had to sell off initially because of some woke stuff of Netflix. I don't know if it's woke. I don't know what you would call it, but essentially people didn't like what they were doing with their cartoons or kid content, right? So there was a big sell-off on that, and I think there was some celebrities or whatever that was getting behind it too. And I was actually expecting a little bit more of a sell-off. We were part of this. I got like 10-15, I got about 15% on this run, but it did turn around on me, and that was trash. So I ended up like losing on that play, which I'm not happy about, but it is what it is. So anyway, so we are in this descending triangle, okay? And it looks like we're coming back down to retest this level of potential support. This is a demand 1152. I think this demand is on a lower time frame. So for me, a stronger demand zone is going to be about here. And even here is not that great, but so our demand zone can fall all the way as low as 1130. Okay, I'm sorry about that. 1130. But we would much rather see it stay strong above this level right here, where we've seen some bottom wicks kick in, right? Buyers kind of absorb the sellers here, right? So to be determined, but we're looking for a breakout if we're looking for calls, or breakdown under here. That at that point we'd be coming down to our 200-day EMA of $10.90 or $1,092. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Let's move on from Netflix. What we got? All right. TW Prescott says BMNR. I feel like this is a hot topic that we're talking about often. So we've drawn this out multiple times. We are at our ceiling, and we have failed to break out, right? So this was our trigger to hop into some shorts as of right now. So technically, we should be short BMNR. Okay, we should be short BMNR. We have a engulfing bearish candle, right? We have a doji candle at the top of an uptrend, right? So we have all these signals, and then on top of that, you're starting to see, look at the green candles, right? They're thinning out, right? So we got to pay attention to this type of price action, where we're starting to see more big red bodies versus green bodies. Okay, so this is bearish as of right now, and it looks to me that it could fall to two places. One is here at $43.66. Okay, this is zone one. If we fall through this, then we're likely going to fall all the way down to a key level that I found of $30.72. Okay, because that would be your next level of demand. So in a perfect world, I would be looking here for a potential play, but let me clear something up and let's see if we can see what we got from here. All right, do we have any patterns forming? Well, here and here. All right, so that's a little bit promiscuous. Here we go. Boom. 1, 2, 3. Okay, there we go. I'm just taking a peek. All right, so we got to be careful. So again, we very well could be coming down to $30.72. You run to pay attention to this level. I'm gonna set an alert, because if we come down to this level, then it's the end or the bottom of this chart pattern, and then I would hope that we rock it back up. It also aligns perfectly with our 200-day EMA. And then that just tells me that this is a false breakdown, and then we're just gonna rock it all the way back towards the upside, but time will tell. Let's move on from BMNR. Next one up is, come on now, SPY, Harlem. All right, big dog. SPY, we've actually been hitting on the SPY, big dog. I share the whole chart of the SPY inside of the Discord, so I want you to go over there and get it right, because it's already there. I'll give you a sneak peek here of how we played it, but ultimately we've been playing SPY to the T, right? To the T. We have a 4-hour POC, a 4-hour high volume node. We weren't able to maintain control above this, and here we go, right? Like, I don't know much. Hold on, god dang it, I messed this up. But anyway, I called the play right here, right? I called the play right here, and then sure enough, we ricocheted, we established a demand zone, and we popped, right? I called the play for the second time right here. So I called 2 plays, here and here on the SPY. I guess I can go over here so you can see exactly where they were called, because this is how I got 98% on the SPY today, and I think 135% on the play as well. So we were just scalping on the way down, and then we seen demand form on this big volume pump, and then I knew that at 660 this is a point of control. I knew this without this even being here, because we already did the math on this as a Discord. Every Sunday we look at the SPY and we go over these levels. So yeah, we already knew that if we couldn't sustain above this, then we were coming on down. So I'm not going to spend much time on that. We do this every Sunday. If you guys are interested, please consider joining and becoming a member. Next up, Call Me Rich says Affirm. Call Me Rich is looking for calls on recent pullback up to $93 to $100. Okay, so Affirm holdings. We have not touched on this. Oh, actually, let's go back to the rapid fire chart screen. AFRM. Okay. So we are in a dangerous place. We do not like to trade in between indicators, like between a 20 and a 200-day EMA. Just so you know, we like to get in when we see like these crossings, right? Once we see a 20-day cross the 200-day and the price action starts to live above this level, that gives us our solid indication that, hey, we're on a good bull ride up towards the upside. But we're coming down right now to the 200-day, and now you're wondering if we're gonna go up from here. Well, let's see. We had this cup, and we had a handle, I suppose. Hold up. So we have our cup here formed. I remember us talking about this, and I think we thought, well, yeah. And then we have our handle right here, right? Cup and handle, if you guys understand that pattern. And now we bounced, and now we're retesting this neckline of the cup. Okay, so that's why he's looking at potential call options, right? But we did break below this level. So at this point, we are trying to figure out, where does the buck stop, right? Well, in reality, as of right now, from the day side of things, we're looking around here as our demand zone, and we're hoping for a solid bounce here. Okay, and I will go ahead and give you that level in just a minute. In imbalance. Okay, so about $67.14 would be the hit of our demand zone, followed by the base of the demand zone being $62.27. Okay, but we're not there yet. Let me go ahead and let's see at a smaller time frame and see where we're falling as of right now. So on the 15-minute chart, let's go to 30-minute. Okay, so on the 30-minute, we actually got some action right here. So, oh man, this is beautiful. So on the 30-minute chart, you have it, like, I call this an intraday demand zone. Okay, and when I do intradays, I do it like this. So if you see a box like this that's yellow outlined on my chart, that means that's an intraday demand zone, or it's less than an hour. Okay, so anyway, this level of a demand is at $68.57. Sorry you guys, I'm spending more time on the firm because there's a lot happening here, and it's like good teaching, right? So we established what we have called a morning star. Okay, a morning star, right? That is this pattern. I will show you on my screen. If you do not have this, please go ahead and screenshot it. This is free. Otherwise, if you want a printable version, you got to pay for that. But anyway, on the top column, or the top row, you see bullish, and on the far right you see morning star. This is a textbook Morningstar price action candle, which lets you know that this is pretty bullish. So if I was paying attention to this and I seen this formation, I would have hopped into a call without hesitation, right? Because we got to play with what we see. So anyway, we could be falling down to test that zone, which we're falling through right now. So here's where we are. If we can't climb back above $68.58 with some momentum, and then of course you know the neckline of 68.77, then we're going to continue down to retest $67.84 on Affirm. If we crack through that, then your next levels are here. You have buy side imbalance there at 67.63, and then you have the top of your daily demand zone at $67.26. So you're paying attention to these levels to potentially hit or enter a call. That took some time, but that's a beautiful chart to kind of like teach on. Sound, or is it SOUN, or is it SOUN? Alex says SOUN. Okay, SoundHound AI. Okay, we're going back. So this is a double top, and then it had, it broke through a neckline. So as of right now, SOUN looks like it's gonna flush, but time is up. I'm gonna do one or two more, and then we're gonna call it good. Okay, but SOUN looks like it's gonna flush, so you got to pay attention to this. So we have our double top, right? And now we're falling below the neckline, and now we have to pay attention as we approach the 200-day EMA, and then see if we come back to retest this level of $20.23. If we fail to break through, then we're likely to fall down to retest the supply zone here at the supply zone here at what is this, 1983. Oh, hold on 1 second. 1938. Okay, that is the supply zone on a smaller time frame. Did I get that right? Nope, hold up. 1948. My apologies. So what are we on? 30 minute? Again, this is intraday. And supply becomes demand. Intraday supply. Sometimes. So we're really paying attention to these levels right here, okay? If we can crawl back above the $20.23, I'm not seeing like a beautiful opportunity here for entry, except for confirmation above. Yeah, confirmation above that level should be good enough, right? But time will tell. Moving on, I got one more in me, and that's CRM. Okay, CRM. This is Salesforce, right? Well, let's see what's going on with Salesforce. Salesforce. Okay. So this one, come on. It's at a crucial point too. I think the market's kind of at a crucial level. So let me go ahead and tag this up. This one is going to be a little different. I gotta go soon here. So with Salesforce, you actually have a zone to which you're trading in, and that ranges between 313 and 227. So what's cool is that we did establish a demand zone, but for me it's kind of weak, but we'll take it. That's what we see. But we established a demand zone at 233.93 being the top of that demand zone. We came up, we retested it a couple times, and we kind of bounced up, right? So we're living above that zone right now, and then we're also seeing a chart pattern that we're familiar with, right? So we're looking for a breakout here on Salesforce. So something like this, and we're looking for the breakup for the breakdown. Now, understand this. When you see a pattern like this, we're more likely to come down and retest the bottom here of about 227. Maybe even kick out a little bit before we come back through, and then retest this level at 277, okay? So we will find out, but this is kind of shaping up to a potential double bottom, but time will tell. But anyway, this is your safety net right here on CRM. range 234 to 227 roughly. Okay, that is what we got. Oh man, hold up, can't see the screen, my bad. Oh, but the chart was still there though. I think the chart was still there though. Okay, hopefully you got the chart. Okay, all right, much love. All right, that is it. That's Stocks Rell Sacrifice for Riches Rapid Fire Chart Analysis. If you guys, 1 second, do not leave. We're almost done. If you are interested in becoming a member, then here is the link to join. If you are a KGU and you're not a doctorate and you're interested, please DM me and I will share with you the new link for that. The better deal for KGU is the annual plan, just know. So I don't care if you can use my link, you can use another Crown's link, but DM me and I got you, okay? Either which way. All right. Of course, I was on the road, missed it all. It's okay. It'll be replayable. We did not hit my super chat goal. We never do. It is what it is. But I appreciate everybody being here. I appreciate the love and support. This is Dr. Rell Sacrifice for Riches.